What's up, everybody? It's Thursday night, and that means football. And that means Endgame Live. We're here to help you out, figure out what to do before tonight's game. Should be a good one, and plenty to talk about because it's not just regular old game. We have some players who are going to be making their returns. Not one, but two. Go figure. We didn't see this one coming. Chris, it looks like we're going to have Puka back in action just like that, just like that. So I can already tell we're gonna get plenty of questions. What do you do if you have Puka?
Yeah, this is not what I wanted on my Thursday night before the game. I did not want to have to be. This is just one of those decisions that it's going to come down fully to your risk tolerance. We know what a healthy Puka Nakua can do, but how healthy is this Puka Nakua? Like the offensive coordinator said earlier in the week. Let me pull up the quote. He said, where is it here? Puka Nakua. This was 2 days ago. This is OC Mike LaFleur. Puka Nakua hasn't done anything full speed in forever. Lot to determine before he's ready to play. And then 2 days later, he's ready to play. So very, very risky here. Like if I'm deciding between, say, Puka Nakua and I don't know, Puka Nakua and Michael Wilson, Puka Nakua, Alan Lazard, Puka Nakua, JSN, Puka Nakua, Xavier Legette, guys like that. Yeah, I'll probably put Puka in, but man, really, really going to be risky tonight.
Yeah, I can say zero chance I'm playing Puka because the league where I have Puka, I'm not playing him. And this feels like something they're doing just to somehow feel as if it gives them a competitive advantage, whatever. Like, no, come on. There's no way the guy just had his practice window open. Like, he just was able to start practicing and thinking about playing. And like you just said, he hasn't done anything full speed. And he's just going to go and just be normal. No, not going to happen. This is just somehow going to be a way to use him as a decoy, I think, to try to get Cooper Kupp open and more targets. Now, Cooper Kupp is playing.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp's a different story. In fact, I believe on this week's Start Sit, we said he's a must start if he plays. So, any way you're not starting Cooper Kupp.
I mean, yeah, if I'm stacked at wide receiver, I will sit Cooper Kupp, but I feel much better about Cooper Kupp. He's been practicing. Remember, he even practiced last week. We thought maybe he could be back last week. He should be good to go tonight. Like, Cooper Kupp should play his normal or very close to his normal amount of snaps, which means tons of targets, tons of catches. Not worried about Cooper Kupp tonight at all.
No, I have Cooper Kupp. I'm definitely starting him. No reason not to. Like I said, unless you're really stacked at wide receiver, but he's going to get, I think, full complement of targets. I really think that's all this is. The Puka thing is just some sort of ploy to draw attention away from Cooper Kupp because Stafford is going to target him like 20 times. And hey, the Vikings give up a ton against wide receivers. Yeah, this defense is good real life, but good against the run. They still give up a lot of points to wide receivers. And someone, I think it was Keith in the Discord, pointed out this is basically season over for the Rams if they don't win this. I mean, if they lose, what are their chances of making the playoffs? And then the trade deadline coming up, teams are inquiring about Kupp, and supposedly, allegedly, the Rams are shopping Stafford around. I mean, who knows if that's true? But I mean, do you think that's is that overstating things, or do you think you could see this team basically breaking up the band?
Oh, I could definitely see him breaking up the band. I mean, Kupp is what now? 31, 32 years old. Stafford is getting up there. He's got to be high 30s at this point. I don't know his exact age. So, yeah, I could definitely see them breaking up the band if they don't pull out the win tonight. But I don't know. I have a pick 'em thing I do with my family every week. I still have Minnesota tonight, but I feel like the Rams are going to actually win tonight. I really do.
They could. There was some sort of a stab Minnesota and primetime games, something about Thursday games on the road, and they never win. And I take that with a big grain of salt because is this year. This year's Minnesota team is already very different from last year's Minnesota team. Yeah, I think it's possible. I think the Rams could pull this out with cutback. But man, their defense is going to have to show up. That's the question. Or at least not completely get run over by Minnesota. I don't know how good the Rams defense can show up. Well, we do have some interesting decisions to make here, don't we? Rams, Vikings. It's been a week. It's already been a week, and it's only Thursday.
Yeah.
You only have a little bit of time before before the first game starts. So your questions to answer all of those. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get to your start, sit, waiver wire trade, whatever. But you do also have just a little bit of time to get your picks on Underdog in. So don't forget, you get Stafford, possibly his last game with the Rams. Who knows? But either way, it doesn't matter. You get this pick tonight. It's a freebie. Matt Stafford, 1 yard. Take the higher. You take this because if you're a new customer signing up for the first time on Underdog, you get this free pick plus all sorts of goodies, including bonus cash for your initial deposit as an Underdog member. But you have to use code ENDGAME to make sure that you get that special pick, the deposit match. And I'm telling you, this is really the best time of the year so far to take advantage of using all the boosts and the goodies that they're giving. It's Boostober still. NBA season, I always give some freebies there for the NBA with those games starting, the season underway. So all sorts of pick'ems. But the freebie is probably the best one because it's free. So make sure you use code ENDGAME. Try Underdog if you haven't already. Trust me, you're going to like it. And as we answer these questions, don't forget, if you still have questions tomorrow, which is the only day we don't live stream, this Friday, but you don't want to wait till Saturday, or you want to ask a question not on the live stream, you can get in touch with us through the app. It's called Draft Lane. Download Draft Lane for free, App Store or the Google Play Store, and gets you in touch with us for all your fantasy football needs. All right, let's get to the first one, though. Not wasting any time here. Jason Olivero, what is up? He's 5-2.5. Super flex, needs some help. Got Daniels, Henry, Dobbins, Lamb, Devontae Smith, Amari Pitts, Monty Dak on the bench. Jay Bateman. Any changes? Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. It's not sounding good for Daniels. I guess the word is he's going to try to practice tomorrow, and that will be the determining factor, but you can't feel good about Daniels. So you're probably going to have to start somebody else in the super flex. I mean, Henry, Dobbins, Lamb, Devonta Smith, Amari, Pitts, Monty. Man, I mean, your lineup's good as it is, but I really don't think Daniels is playing. So you're going to need to move Dak to QB and then probably have to play, I guess Terry McLaurin. Even though it's going to be Terry McLaurin with Mariota. I mean, I don't really want to start Harrison this week. Bateman, I know he had a big game last week, but that was the Bucs. I think I go Terry.
Yeah, it's tough. Super flex you want, but you don't have to use a quarterback for that spot. My question is, I mean, I guess you don't have Mariota, which is fine. I don't think you have to. I don't even know, would I want to start Mariota over Terry? I'm not sure if I would.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Just be ready. I seriously doubt he plays, which is why I would like to rather not start Terry if I didn't have to, but you're going to have to, it looks like. So there you go. Jim Badgerbacker. Okay. Needs a flex, Waddle, JT, Devontae Adams, or Bigsby?
Well, because this year, every time we think this year can't get worse, it somehow gets worse. We just got word that Tyreek Hill suffered a foot injury in practice today.
Like right after he told all the fantasy owners, fire him up, play him.
Yeah.
Right after that.
And right after we put him on the booms and put him on the thumbnail and said, this is it, you finally get to unleash Tyreek Hill. I mean, if Tyreek Hill is out, I might go Waddle. But if Tyreek Hill plays, I'm going JT.
There you go. Yeah, let's hope that Tyreek Hill is just fine in place. So I'm just gonna say JT for now. This is funny. I mean, look, we scroll down as we go. Jason. Oh, by the way, he's got Russ.
Oh, I'll just put Russ at the super flex then. Yeah, Russ at the super flex. Yeah, definitely.
That makes it much easier. All right. So
yes, much easier.
Start Dak, super flex Russ, and then you're good. Yeah. Jay. Half PPR, starting Love, Monty Mason, Debo Higgins, Laporta, Dell. On the bench is Stroud, Dowdle, JT, Hopkins, Pickens, and Kraft.
All right, we got to get JT in this lineup.
Yeah.
It looks like you're flexing Dell. Let's take Dell out and put JT in. I do like Dell this week, but he's risky. I think you got to roll Debo Higgins. Debo back at practice today. Oh, Stroud and Love. That's a close one for me. I mean, Love gets the Jag. I'll just go Love. He gets it. I like Stroud a lot too, but Love gets the Jag. Let's just keep Love in there.
Yeah. I'm big on Stroud, but yeah, Love against the Jaguars, don't even think about it. So, and we're not going to Hopkins, not with these players. Feeling good about Debo. I know it's still too early. He did practice. Apparently they said back to normal today. That's what I
if Debo plays, you got to play him because he's going to be a monster.
Yep. All right. So we're going to definitely get JT in there. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, you have good options here. I'm still going Laporta over Kraft.
I might go Kraft, honestly, against the Jags.
I know. It's tempting. Let's see if JMO being out helps Laporta. Sounds really, really weird saying that.
The one vacated target from last week.
Right. It's one more than Laporta gets on average.
True.
Trent Thompson. It's a 12-teamer. Starts it. Darnold, Dak, Lamb, Reed, London, Shakir, Algier, Tucker, Connor, Swift, HN, Kittle, Kraft. Needs one quarterback, 2 receiver, 2 running back, a tight end, and 1 flex.
All right, I'm going Darnold over Dak. I like Darnold tonight against the Rams. I'm going Lamb and London at wide receiver, definitely. Connor and HN at running back. Kittle at tight end. And then it's full PPR. I'm going to flex Jaden Reed. Swift might be your safer flex, but I like that upside of Jaden Reed more in PPR.
Yeah, a matchup begs Jaden Reed to be in there against the Jags, but also Swift. It's a decent matchup for Swift, but in PPR, we'll go with the receiver here. All right, you're welcome, D Underdog. Good evening. Oh, appreciate it. Currently 6-1. All right, curious on the highest ceiling. Caleb, Darnold, or Russ?
I think the highest ceiling is Darnold. He gets his Rams secondary. The Commanders' defense has been better, and I mean Russ. I know he was great last week, but I'm not ready to anoint Russ back to cooking. So I think Darnold gives you the highest ceiling.
Yeah, now if you had asked me rest of season, just in general, high ceiling, it's Caleb Williams, but this week it's Darnold because that Rams defense. Yeah. Russ, I know you're like, well, he's got a good matchup, but I think the problem is don't feel like that's going to be a high scoring game because it's the Giants. So yeah, I think it is. I mean, you're saying Darnold feels like the safest option. I think Darnold is also the highest ceiling of these guys this week.
Yep.
And then Jake the Snake. PPR, 3 receivers, 2 quarterbacks. Here's Puka. I'm surprised it took this long for our first Puka question. Lamb, Puka, Flowers, Dell, Waddle, Addison, Baker, Darnold, May, and then asking, is Tua worth picking up over May?
Yeah, I think Tua is worth picking up over May. So it's a 2 QB league. Yeah, I'm surprised Tua is out there in a 2 QB league.
Yeah.
This is a team that can definitely sit Puka. Let's go. For right now, I'm gonna say Lamb, Flowers, Waddle. Although I do like Addison tonight, but I think the fact that you have Dell and Flowers makes me feel good enough that if Flowers doesn't go, or if it sounds like he's going to be very limited, you can just pivot to Dell. So I'm going to go Lamb, Waddle, Flowers for right now, 3 wide receivers, and then we'll see if Flowers might switch to Dell on Sunday. And 2 QBs are going to be Darnold and Baker. Although if you pick up Tua, I might go Darnold. I don't know if I'm going to go Tua over Baker. I think I'm still going Baker. I still feel like they're just going to throw the ball a ton. And now Bucky Irving, they're saying unlikely to play this week out of nowhere with a toe injury. So are they going to be able to even run the ball? I mean, they might just have to. It just might be screen passes to Rachaad White, throw. So I'm going to go Baker and Darnold.
Yeah, not for reasons I anticipated, but calling Rachaad White a boom is looking better and better. He could be back to the guy you want in that backfield. I'll say if Tyreek Hill is good to go, I could put Tua over Baker this week because it's a good spot for him. But I agree with the receivers. You definitely don't have to think about Puka. Lamb, Flowers, Waddle. Brian Furman. What's up, Brian? A regular. Is Chuba against the Broncos better than Ramondre?
I don't know if he is, honestly. And I will say this about Ramondre this week. Full practice, full Ramondre. So he sounds like he's back to full health. And the Jets don't even scare me anymore, that defense. I don't even know if the Jets run defense is better than the Broncos run defense at this point, honestly. I know they're getting Hassan Reddick back, but how many snaps Hassan Reddick going to play? He hasn't done anything since last season. So I think I'm going to go Ramondre over Chuba this week.
And Reddick's going to help that pass rush, but he's not a run stuffer per se. Anyways, I've said no a bunch to Chuba this week. The questions and on the draft lane, people asking him, you can sit Chuba this week.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. Thank you, also, Brian. All right, Alex Bellevue. Here's Chuba or Puka, but this is non-PPR. You got to go Chuba.
Yeah, I don't even like Chuba that much this week, but he's still got to go him. He's got touchdown upside. Puka might be out there like 5 snaps tonight. We don't know. Go Chuba. Just go Chuba.
I'm easily going Chuba, and then non-PPR, it's like I don't have to think about it. I mean, Chuba, I don't love Chuba this week, but he's not unstartable. I'm just not doing it with Puka. Just not. D-Hop, Ramondre, or Tolbert in PPR?
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to Ramondre here. He's fully healthy. He catches passes. Tolbert isn't bad if you want to take a shot, but he's very risky. And D-Hop, again, same thing. Very risky. Remember, he just got traded yesterday. Like, he's not going to... It's going to be like Amari Cooper. Maybe he scores a touchdown, which, by the way, Amari Cooper didn't even know the route he was supposed to run on that. I saw the replay with Steve Smith. They were talking about it. And he's like, Amari Cooper looks over at Keon Coleman because they audible. And he looks at him like, what am I supposed to do? And Keon Coleman says something, and then he just runs this route and touchdown. Maybe D-Hop can do that too, but I'm not betting on that. Let's go, Ramondre.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I got D-Hop. That would be it. He'll get a couple of passes, maybe a touchdown. I would feel better about that than against a guy like Puka, who don't really know if he'll make it through the game. I don't know if he can even walk straight. But I would go Ramondre here as well. Ramondre should be involved. Frosif. Gonna say no here. Puka over Olave.
But you would have to drop one? So wait, first of all, are you saying Puka's on the waiver wire? If Puka is on the waiver wire, drop Braylon Allen or Tyler Algier. Maybe drop Braylon Allen because you have Bijan and pick up Puka, even if you're not going to start him.
I would imagine maybe he's got him like in the IR spot still. Like he still is listed in IR, and so he would have to
That could be
activate
too.
him or
Okay,
something like that.
then in that case, that actually, if that's the case, if he's in your IR spot, just leave him in IR and just roll with Olave this week. Not that I like Olave much this week, but at least Olave he's a full practice participant, and assuming he doesn't get concussed on the first play of the game again, he'll play way more snaps than Puka.
Yeah. Definitely going to Olave. And I guess if you don't have to activate Puka, don't do it. Then you don't have to drop somebody.
Right.
If you did have to drop somebody for whatever reason, it would be Braylon Allen, though. But I don't think you have to do this. Like Python's like, this doesn't look right. When he became a member, he said he just forgot to auto renew. All right.
Okay.
Here's Python's question. 10-team full PPR, JJ Mixon. Sit one. Hunt, Javonte, JT, Waddle, Devontae Smith.
I think I'm sitting. It's full PPR. I think I'm sitting Kareem Hunt, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate that I have to sit Kareem Hunt, but it's full PPR. I don't really want to sit Waddle or Smith. I can't sit JT. Javonte against the Panthers this week. I'm gonna sit Kareem Hunt begrudgingly.
I think that's the move. And then to make it tougher, we have to sit 3 of Della Waddle, Shakir, Hunt, Javonte, Najee, and Chase Brown.
All right, Chase Brown, easy sit. Shakir, out of these guys, easy sit. I think I'm going to sit Najee here. It's full PPR. He's splitting with Jalen Warren. He really needs a touchdown. I like Dell in PPR. So I'm going to sit Chase Brown, Shakir, and Najee.
Yeah, Shakir and Brown for sure. Here, to me, it's between Najee and Hunt. Najee's been good the last couple of weeks. It's not a bad spot. But it's a good spot for Hunt. I guess you can split the difference here, right? You don't sit Hunt twice.
Yeah.
Andrew Gill. Start 2. Deontay Bateman, Ramondre Bigsby.
All right. Deontay Johnson is borderline unstartable this week. Yeah.
Out.
It sounds like Etienne is back, unfortunately. Is that enough to get me off of Bigsby? I'm going Ramondre for sure here. I mean, I know Bateman just had like a huge game, but the Browns are not the Bucks.
No.
I think I'm going to go Bigsby still, even with Etienne back. It's close between him and Bateman, I'll say that. But Ramondre and Bigsby, I guess.
Yeah, Bateman is kind of still a boom bust type of flex option. You could roll with him, but it's definitely not the same type of matchup. Just go with the running backs.
Okay, and now we just got to update. From Rick Stroud, who's a Tampa Bay beat writer that I follow, says, I'm told Irving is trending well. So maybe he's going to practice tomorrow and play. So there was a report that they already said Irving was not expected to play, but now he's like saying he's amending it, I guess. So we'll see.
This is what makes it fun. Fun. Let's get to Cody Greenwood. Here's his lineup. It's an 8-teamer. If Puka is active, do you start him? You would have to sit who?
I mean, you shouldn't need. No. I haven't looked, but you shouldn't need Puka on an 8-teamer. You got. Well, here's the thing. What if Tyreek doesn't play?
I put Olave in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's Evans, Deontay unstartable. Tyreek might not play. Olave barely startable. Puka unstartable. Man, what a year. What a terrible injury-riddled year we have this year.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find an update on Tyreek Hill, and they've said nothing. It just says that he popped up on the injury report, which means it's something that was probably suffered in practice
Yes,
today.
which is never a good sign. Never a good sign.
We don't know if it's major, minor, or in between. So, but
Right.
keep him in. I would keep him in there unless you need to take him out. And Robert Perky, what's up? 10-teamer needs 2 running backs in the flex. Hunt, Bijan, Kyron, or Aaron Jones. Well, we're sitting one. Is it Hunt again?
Yeah, I gotta sit Hunt here. You can't sit Kyron, can't sit Aaron Jones this week. Too good of a matchup, and you can't sit Bijan. So
Yeah.
yep.
Then we're gonna rank Jennings, Dobbs, and Mooney this week.
So Jennings hasn't practiced, but they're saying they think he's gonna play. Yeah, these guys are close, honestly.
Yeah, this is tricky because you'd like to think. I mean, I was saying before the whole D Hop thing, if he's available and whatever, like Jennings was the number 1 pickup. But Dobbs was one of the top pickups I already had. And then you got Mooney, who isn't already on the waiver wire. Like you're not adding him, and he's going against Tampa Bay. Like these are all potentially really strong matchups.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Dobbs, Mooney, Jennings. But man, you could talk me into any order here, honestly. These guys. Very close.
I think this week, I don't know. I hate to say it, I feel probably the safest about Dobbs, floor and ceiling. Yeah, Jennings, I think will play, and of course he has upside. But Debo is still the guy there, right? Kittle is still there, so I think Dobbs is probably your best play. They're probably just not practicing Jennings just so he doesn't get hurt in practice. That's the way it's going.
Maybe.
And yes, yeah. I think we can officially decree. I don't know the stats or anything, but I don't care. It feels true, so I'm going to say this is the worst season ever for injuries, ever.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Brandon Anthony, would you give Pollard for Hawkinson? By the way, Hawkinson not playing tonight.
No, okay, so let's assume Hawkinson is back next week. Okay, he's going to be limited for a few weeks. You're talking what? Week 12 before he's probably finally even close to playing full snaps, and then you're hoping that Sam Darnold is going to target him the way Kirk Cousins did and stuff. Like, I'm just going to keep the running back. I'm going to keep the running back.
Not trading for a tight end, even one with the name of TJ Hawkinson. Yeah, I don't think you have to do this. Miller has Kincaid. Interesting. Would you trade Worthy to get Njoku?
Yeah, this I would probably do. Very rare that I'm going to trade for a tight end, but Njoku's going to be a monster rest of the season probably. And Worthy, who knows? I mean, obviously the Chiefs don't have faith in Worthy because every time somebody gets hurt, they just bring in another wide receiver to replace. You know what I mean? It's not like last year with Rashee Rice, where it was like they obviously had trust in Rashee Rice to develop as the year went on. No, they're trying. Every time somebody gets hurt, they're like, let's go get a different receiver. Just give me Njoku here.
Yeah, and the main thing, most telling is it's not like his target share is going up. It's not. And technically it has gone up, but his receptions have not gone up because he is what he is. It's like big play or nothing. Also need flex Worthy, Pearsall, Tillman, Tolbert, or Nakua. Would you consider Puka here?
I mean, this might be a time when I consider Puka. Miller, I like your avatar. I like the pumpkin. Hopefully you're on here right now hearing this. Sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if we get an update closer to game time about Puka, because he's, after he goes through warm-ups and everything. If it sounds good, like he's starting, and then I'd probably go Puka.
I mean, I could go Puka over Pearsall because I really don't think Pearsall does much. I could go Puka over Worthy because I think they're both kind of touchdown or bust. To me, I'd rather take a chance on a Tolbert or a Tillman. I think I might actually play Tillman. Just hope he benefits the most from Jameis Winston. But we'll see. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he's just fine, and they've been pretending he wasn't. I doubt it. I don't. I really feel like this is a total decoy play. But we'll see. Mumble Dragon, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, 3 flex. St. Brown, T, Reed, Thomas, Waddle, Achan, JT, Dobbins, and Javante. Yeah.
All right. Well, you got to go St. Brown and T. Higgins at wide receiver, Achan and JT at running back. I'm going to flex Waddle. It's full PPR. I'm going to flex Waddle, Reed, and then I'm going to go Javante as the third flex. It's close between him and Dobbins, but I'm going to go Javante.
Yeah, this is tough because you've got 4 really good running backs, whereas you didn't before. But you have start JT. He's good to go. Achan with Tua back, yes. St. Brown, T. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. I feel like this could be a good Dobbins week, but I won't put him over those guys. So I'm gonna say the same thing. Bobby Brook, good evening. It's a 12-teamer. Okay, suggestions here. Love, Bijan, Jacobs, Mason, Javante, Algier, and Wright. Reed, McLaurin, Wilson, Flowers, Watson, McBride, and Henry.
Running backs are strong. Wide receivers are just good. Like no true wide receiver one. But you got Love and McBride. I'll give this for a 12-teamer. I'll give this an 8.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have one of those guys. Although we'll say in general this year, mainly because half of all the players are hurt. There isn't like 1 or 2 guys you feel like you have that guy, you're winning. Maybe Derrick Henry so far. A receiver, like Jamar Chase to some extent, but you know what I mean? It's like there's not one
But
guy.
even Jamar Chase, it was like he had those 2 monster games in a row. He really hasn't been good week in and week out. Yeah. It was Chris Godwin, but now he's gone. So,
yep.
Jeez, because why not? Why not this year?
So I'll say it's kind of almost better to have this depth like you have. You know, sometimes you're like, who do I start? Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin. I don't think that's a bad thing. You're deep at receiver. You've got good running backs up front. My suggestion would be the same thing we've been saying is you can sell high on Mason now while you have a good opportunity. You got McBride. You don't need Hunter Henry. But yeah, I think that's about it. Brother Pickle. Welcome, Brother Pickle. Pick 2. Puka, Tolbert, Tillman, Franklin, and Douglas.
See, again, like I don't feel like I probably just go Puka and Pop here. Like I don't feel like I have to start Tillman or Franklin or Tolbert. Again, Brother Pickle, sit tight. Let's see after warm-ups how it's looking. Like, what do they say? If it sounds really dicey for Puka, then yeah, maybe I'll just put Tolbert or Tillman in. But as of right now, I'm probably just going Puka and Pop and taking my medicine.
Yeah, Franklin is interesting, but I'm not going to start him. I mean, not unless I have to. Tolbert's interesting, but it's not a great spot necessarily. If it's my team, I'll just say I would go Douglas and Tillman. But you want to take a chance on Puka, you can. Irene Worthy, trade Harrison for Kareem Hunt or Lad McConkey for D-Hop.
Marvin Harrison is so tough right now. Because there's always the fear that like he has a huge second half and you regret trading him. But at the same time, there's always a chance that he just is a bust and you regret not trading him. But I don't think Kareem Hunt's enough for me. I think I'm holding Marvin Harrison and just hoping he gets better.
Yeah, I agree. What about the second one? I could see that being worth it.
Yeah, I might take D-Hop over Ladd. He's with the Chiefs now. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do the second, not the first. Dumb iron worker. All right. Love, Kelsey, Kamara, Connor, St. Brown, and then needs two wide receiver to flex. Puka, Addison, Jennings, Douglas, Sutton, Chubb, and Kraft.
I'm just going to go Addison and Douglas. I like Addison tonight against his Rams secondary, and I'm going to talk about Douglas in Saturday's video. Well, I already did talk about him because it's filmed, but it's not ready yet. Douglas actually matches up really well against his Jets secondary. So I'm just going to not risk it with Puka, and I'm going to go Addison. Well, I'll say that. Actually, I will say if Jennings plays, I'll go Jennings even over Pop probably. So I'm just going to go Addison tonight and then one of Jennings or Pop on Sunday.
Yeah, like with this group, you don't have to consider Puka. Addison is probably your best bet here. Yeah, Jennings, we'll have to see. That's the thing. It's like injured. I don't know. I don't know. You said he didn't practice today, right?
Yeah, but they said they still expect him to play, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, go with Addison tonight. I think Douglas is fine. He should have and probably would have smashed last week if he wasn't sick. And then if you feel like swapping out Jennings, you could. But I think you'll be fine with Douglas. All right, Bobby Brook also wants to know, with no fab left, handcuff RBs or add a second tight end and QB? Well, you already have a second tight end, and I think you can drop him. You have Jordan Love. Do you need a backup QB?
No, I'll just, if something happens to Jordan Love again, I'll find a QB. Get handcuff running backs. Because here's the issue. Like, let's say Jordan Love gets hurt. Okay, you need a QB, but only you need a QB, right? Like the whole league doesn't, you know what I mean? Whereas if, let's say, don't want this to happen, I'm knocking on wood. Let's say Breece Hall gets hurt this week. Your whole league is bidding on Braylon Allen. The entire league is bidding. You're not getting them. It's not happening. You got zero left. You're not getting them, assuming he's out there, of course. It's just an example. So get the handcuff running back.
Right. You don't need to just have backup QB or tight ends. I understand if you have a QB that you're not crazy about or somebody who's kind of borderline startable and you want to switch back and forth matchups, like that's fine. But Jordan Love, especially, come on, Bobby. You're a Packers fan. You're going to start Jordan Love every week. So no, just stash running backs. Throne Force, offer Hopkins to the Mahomes owner for Puka or Debo.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get either of those guys for Hopkins, do it. I don't know if you can, but do it.
You can try. I think the buy low window on Puka just slammed shut now that he's playing, whether he plays a lot or not. So if you can do that, props to you.
Yep.
Teeny little super guy. All right, come on. Puka or Flowers?
Definitely Flowers. Well, I mean, okay, this is a good point. I mean, Flowers has not practiced all week. If these are your only two options, like if Flowers doesn't play, you take a 0, then okay, maybe I just risk it with Puka tonight. But assuming you have anybody else on your bench, I'll just wait for Flowers.
I mean, I would put Puka in over getting a 0, but I haven't gotten the feeling that Flowers is going to be out. But even if he does, I mean, pick up Rashad Bateman and start him. Okay, Rashad Bateman's not available. You could probably pick up somebody else. And some of those guys that were just mentioned, who was it? That group, Tillman, Jalen Tolbert. Were like, I would just pick up one of those guys and play them. So yeah, I would just stick with Flowers for now. What about Pan Dulce? Sounds pretty good right now. Please rate this team. 12-man full PPR needs a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex, and a tight end. Got Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, McLaurin, Hopkins, Addison, Hunt, Dowdle, Kamara, Ingram, and Hawkinson.
All right. Well, man, I really like Jordan Love this week, but I still think you got to go Hurts at QB. I can't really bench Hurts, and I don't really have a reason to bench Hurts this week. You know, I might just play Addison tonight at wide receiver, because the issue is if you don't, and then DK is out, are you going Garrett Wilson and Terry McLaurin as your wide receivers? That doesn't sound very good this week. So I might just play Addison tonight. I think Addison will be good. And then if DK plays, we can play DK. If not, we can play Wilson. At running back, I'm going to go Hunt. I can't play Dowdle over Kamara. I'm going to go Kamara. And then flex, again, will come down to, so you play Addison tonight. If DK plays, you play DK, you flex Garrett Wilson. If DK's out, you play Garrett Wilson, and I guess you flex Terry. And then Ingram at tight end.
Yep. I got all that. All right. Yeah, play Addison because, like you said, DK probably not going to play. Hopkins, who knows how much he's going to play. And then McLaurin gets Mariota. So Addison's your best bet there. I mean, you got Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. You got Ingram and TJ Hawkinson. Again, you don't need this. Maybe you can trade Hawkinson while people are still interested in him and he's about to come back, not this week, but next week. Maybe somebody needs a quarterback. They want Jordan Love. So you do that. Let's help Ghoulness out. Amari or Puka?
All right, this one's easy. Just go Amari. Amari should be good this week. No need to risk it with Puka tonight.
Yeah, definitely Amari. Juice. Packers against the Jags or Bengals. Will the Bengals get the Eagles this week?
Yeah, it's got to be Packers against Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. That doesn't scare me one bit.
Yeah. Carter, Sebring. Pearsall, JSN, Addison, Hopkins, 1-4.
Addison 1. I'm going to go Hopkins 2, JSN 3, Pearsall 4.
It probably should be JSN, but then that means
it's
you're
not
putting confidence in JSN.
Nah.
Yeah. I'll say the same thing. Nick, happy Thursday. That's right. Got football on the way. Half PPR, flexing Dobbs, Pollard, or Bigsby.
I'm leaning Dobbs because I just think he's gonna have a way better game. He's got the Jags matchup. Yeah, Pollard, I don't expect a big game. Bigsby, it is a good matchup against the Packers, but there's always a risk that the Packers are up 3 touchdowns in the second quarter and the Jags aren't even running the ball anymore. So I'll go Dobbs for sure here.
Yep, I agree because, Pollard normally in half would be the smart start, but the matchup is tough for him and good. Well, not good. Great. Wonderful for Dobbs. So let's go Dobbs. Alexis is back. Start one and bench the other 2. Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith can only start one.
All right. I'm going to have to look here at my sheet. Oh, wow. They're all in the same tier. Okay. I think you got to go Waddle, especially if Tyreek Hill is out or limited. I think you got to go Waddle. Good matchup against the Cardinals.
We're only starting one.
Oh, we're only starting one? Okay. I thought it was sit one. My bad. Yeah, I'm going to go Waddle then. I'm going to go Waddle. Gets the best. They're both in the same, all in the same tier for me. Gets a good matchup against the Cardinals. Now maybe Tyreek Hill limited or out. I'm going to go Waddle.
Yeah, for me, it's between Waddle and Devontae. I feel like Devontae should have a big bounce back week. I feel like there's going to be a lot of passing, a lot of points in that game. But I feel the same way about the Dolphins on offense. So let's go Waddle. Garrett is for me is probably. I mean, he's definitely startable, but he's third in this group. Let's do a little lightning round here as we catch up to the super chats. Let's do some of these. For some reason, we have a quarterback blitz, 4 straight. Miguel,
Okay.
what's up, Miguel? Guy who's always on Underdog, did a lot of drafts with us. Dak or Wilson?
Dak.
Yep, going Dak. Python knows. Call Dak as a potential top 3 quarterback passing yard getter. Miguel Artiaga. Tua, Murray, or Rodgers?
I'm still going Kyler here. Got that rushing upside.
And I think I said between these guys yesterday, I think I give slight edge to Tua. But now if Tyreek Hill is hurt, that might change things. Guess I'll go Kyler. Dylan Johnson, Darnold, Tua, or Stroud?
Stroud. No, Stroud at home against Colts.
Yeah, I'm going Stroud. KT Gaming, Darnold, or Kyler?
I'm still going Kyler.
Yeah, I guess Kyler's fine. I think Darnold is, safer, but Kyler gets you a little bit more upside. Interesting question. Joel Bailey, Cup, 10 targets, more or less.
Ooh, that's a lot. I mean, could Cup do it? Of course, but that's a lot of targets. If I had to bet, if somebody's like, you got to bet and the over-under is 10 targets, I'd probably just take the under.
I wonder... no, wait, time to look it up what it is on Underdog. If he was 9.5 on Underdog right now, I would take the higher. I think I would because I honestly feel like they're just gonna target the hell out of him, and then Puka's not gonna be a factor.
Do they do target? I don't think they do targets. So now they only have
targets. Well, sometimes they do, don't they?
I don't know. 6.5 receptions is his line on Underdog right now.
I'd take that. I might go do that. As soon as we are finished here, I'm going to go take the higher. And by the way, if anybody on here for some reason know what I'm talking about, Underdog, and you're like, what does that say on your shirt? Underdog is the place to go for your pick'ems because they have everything you could imagine for every player, for every sport. And I'm actually not even exaggerating. So if you go check out right now for tonight's game, Rams, Vikings, you can take all sorts of picks on every player, and that includes defensive players. It includes kickers. And so you just need to check it out. And if you do it before tonight's game and you try for the very first time Underdog, you sign up as a new customer, you get a free pick. Matthew Stafford, just getting 1 yard. So you sign up on Underdog, you get this free pick, take the higher in 0.5 total yards and combine it with any other pick you like. And you get that if you sign up and you use the code ENDGAME right there. Use that when you check out because you get the free pick. You also get a deposit match of 50%. You can get as much as $1,000 worth of bonus cash just for signing up on your initial deposit. So check it out if you haven't already.
Also, they have a 50% boost tonight for your NFL pick'em.
50?
Wow. 50%. So get your pick'ems in for NFL tonight because if it hits, you get 50%.
It's worth it. And NBA season, like you said, got all sorts of NBA boosts and bonuses.
They also have a 50% boost for NBA as well, if that's your thing. And they have 20% boost unlimited for NBA right now. Definitely go check it out.
This is the time to check it out. Brian Rogers has a question. DK, Zay, Madison, Rashad White, Keon Coleman needs 1 receiver and 1 flex. I think we have to assume DK is not playing.
Well, probably not. If he plays, I'm playing him. But if not, I'll go Zay Flowers at wide receiver. And then Rashad White is going to be my flex.
Liking Rashad White this week. Very sneaky, big upside flex. Yeah, I mean, DK plays, you play him. If not, you play Flowers. And if for some reason they both don't play, then you have no choice. You got to go DK on Coleman. John. Full PPR, Mayfield or Dak?
I still go Mayfield this week. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's going to turn back into a pumpkin, but I still think they're going to have to throw it a ton. He'll find Otten. He'll dump it off to Rashad White. He'll find these guys. I'm going to still go Mayfield.
I do think Baker is playable in a 1 QB league because, like you said, he'll he'll still throw the ball, of course, and he'll still probably need to throw the ball because the defense is not very good. And a lot of their running game is now going to be soaked up by the fact that Bucky's either limited or out, who knows. And then Rashad White catches a bunch of passes. But I think Dak has a little more upside this week. So I'll take a chance on Dak. I know it's not a sure thing with Dak, obviously, but I'm feeling Dak might have a good game. 2 running backs here, Mason, Eckler, Madison.
Mason for sure. I guess Madison, even though I hate the matchup for Madison this week. We know he'll get the touches. He'll catch some passes. He could fall into the end zone. I guess Mason for sure. I feel good about Mason, and then Madison, and just hope.
Eckler is really interesting. I wonder if he's the one who sort of benefits from Mariota, dump offs, handoffs. But I think Madison makes more sense. You got to go Madison here with Mason for sure. And then 3 receivers. I mean, I think you have to play Metcalf if he plays, and I don't think we're going to play JSN even if he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna order him the exact order you have him listed here, John. Metcalf, Diggs, Flowers, Olave, JSN. So obviously, if Metcalf doesn't play, you take him out and you move the other ones up.
There you go. Nicholas Dorr, Flex, Romo Dunze, I just said his name, Douglas, or Jalen McMillan.
I'm going Douglas. I talked about I like Douglas. I like this matchup for Douglas. I know you see, Jets, not a good matchup on paper, but it is a good matchup for Douglas here. He's going to be my pick.
Yeah, McMillan is interesting, but I did actually say this when talking about McMillan. I think that the leading receiver for the Bucs this week might be Sterling Shepard. I like McMillan the most long-term, but I think they'll lean more a little bit on the veteran. But I like Douglas better than the other 2 this week. So Douglas it is. Joe, what's up? Joe Castles is back in the house. Always here. Sam Darnold or Bo Nix?
Definitely Sam Darnold tonight.
Yeah. Good matchup. Yeah. I'm not ready to go all in on Bo Nix or anything Broncos just yet. Nathan Young. Thank you, Nathan. Here's the question. 2 running backs, 2 receivers in the flex. Gibbs, JT, Walker, Diggs, Garrett, Reed, Higgins, and then a tight end.
All right. I think JT and Walker are my top 2 at running back. Diggs, Higgins at wide receiver. But I'm going to flex Gibbs. I'm going to flex Gibbs over Garrett Wilson and Reed. Even though I like Reed this week, I'm still going to flex Gibbs. I think you got to go Auden at tight end right now.
Yeah. I think Auden makes the most sense here. Agree. Garrett Wilson, I'm feeling ambivalent about this week, and I know Reed has a great matchup, but you have too many good running backs. Too many. It's a problem. Julio wants to know, rest of season. Well, go Julio. You know this. You don't have to pick your flex for the rest of the season right now. This week, who would you go?
I would go Dobbins this week. He's got a great matchup. I probably might go Dobbins rest of the season too, because remember, Nico might be back after, in a couple more weeks, we might get Nico back. I'm not sure Chase Brown ever going to fully pull away from Zach Moss. We'll see. So Dobbins might be my choice for both rest of the season and this week.
Yeah, I like Dobbins this week. I like Tank too, but Dobbins is less risky. So go Dobbins. Rest of season tight end. That's actually tricky now. Got Kincaid or Kmet?
I honestly might even just go Kmet. I feel like he at least gets touchdowns.
Can't think that having Amari Cooper there is necessarily going to help Dalton Kincaid. So I guess so. Man, Kincaid has been a disappointment. But Felix LeBron.
We haven't got any update about how limited he's going to be, but Puka and Cooper is officially active tonight. So
for what it's worth. Felix LeBron says he dropped AR last week for Tua. Okay. Start Tua over Baker.
Well, Felix, I'm still high on Baker. I'm still going with Baker this week, personally.
Same thing I just said. I mean, Baker is still startable, so it's up to you. I think Baker might have the higher floor. But look, if Tyreek Hill is fine, I can go Tua in this matchup. If Tyreek Hill is not playing, okay, then I'll just go Baker. Worldwide Gaming got sent to trade AJ Brown for Wilson, Pollard, Komet, and D-Hop. It'll make his team pretty strong. Okay, well, don't worry about his team. We'll make your team better.
This feels like the 4-player platter for AJ Brown. Like Garrett Wilson is fine, but now with Adams there and everything, like how I probably just keep AJ Brown, or I just take AJ Brown here. I don't know which side you're getting. Just take AJ Brown. Like, are you gonna start Wilson, Pollard, Komet, and D-Hop every week? Or like is like Komet going to be your backup tight end? D-Hop's going to be your wide receiver 5 or 4 or something? I just give me AJ Brown.
Yeah, this really depends on the rest of your roster, right? Does this, if you're trading away these two receivers, I can't imagine that if you had D-Hop, you were starting D-Hop anyways, right? This has got to be a bench player. Komet, like, okay, he's replaceable. He's not, going to win your league. Wilson and Pollard for AJ Brown, it's okay, but generally speaking, better to have the stud player. So yeah, I think I'm fine just either keeping or taking AJ Brown. Mario Vences, start 2. Mooney, Amari, Bateman, Wandale. And then is this separate, HN and Bigsby, or is it part of it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Amari's number 1 for me. Mooney's number 2. Bateman number 3. I don't know what that HM Bigsby part is, because he's asking about wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't know. If they're part of this that you need 2 of, then I would say Amari and HN. If you're choosing between HN and Bigsby, it's HN. And then I would go Amari and Mooney. So I guess that answers that. All right. Julio wants to know Deontay, Tank, Mason, HN, and DJ Moore, pick 2. Not Deontay.
Definitely not Deontay. I normally don't want the running backs, but I like the running backs this week. Yeah, I might go Mason and Achane. Mason's got a great matchup against the Cowboys. Achane should be able to feast again. I'm gonna go Mason and Achane.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I like Tank, but I wouldn't put him over those running backs. Same thing with Moore. So let's go Mason Achane. What's up? Anthony's in the house also. Have a tough one. Needs to sit either Sutton, Waddle, Pickens, or JT.
Wow. This isn't as tough for me, Anthony. I'm just pretty easily sitting Sutton here. Sure, he could make up for last week, but what does that even mean? Like 4 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown? Like, okay, that's a good game, but I mean, I'm just going to play Waddle, Pickens, JT. I'm going to sit Sutton.
Right. I feel like Anthony, I know exactly what you're saying, and that's why I said I think Sutton does have a big bounce back week, but again, a big week for him is not going to be as good as those other 3, most likely. So you can sit Sutton. Benny Black. Full PPR needs 3 between Puka, Garrett Wilson, BTJ Dell, and Bateman.
Well, I think you can sit Puka here. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas, and Dell.
Yep. Go those middle 3. Another league, Harrison, Bateman, or Franklin.
Yeah, I got to go Harrison here. I don't love Harrison this week, but Bateman, Franklin, I'm just going to go with Harrison.
Yeah, I mean, I would only consider Bateman in this group if Zay Flowers is completely out, and even then, it would be tough. All right, what about Harrison or Tillman?
Still gonna go Harrison.
Yeah, go Harrison. Kyler, Winston, or Russ?
I'm going Kyler still. Still going Kyler.
So tempting to play Winston, isn't it? Against the Ravens secondary.
Yeah, but I mean, how many? I know how Jameis Winston is. He could 3 interceptions in the first half, and you're like, what have I done?
Yeah, we also have to remember that this Jameis Winston has got Jerry Jeudy as his number 1. Cedric Tillman is his number 2. He doesn't have Mike Evans like he did back in Tampa Bay. He doesn't have, like Chris Olave from New Orleans. Anyways. All right, Marcus Chicken Dance wants to know Puka or Terry.
I do think this is closer than it should be because of Mariota, and not just Mariota, Jalen Johnson. So it's a tough defensive matchup and a tough QB matchup for Terry McLaurin. But I still probably got to go Terry over Puka. Man, Puka is so tough. Like, what if Puka goes for like 120 yards and a touchdown tonight?
I would be shocked.
I mean, yeah, I'd be shocked too, but I've played fantasy football long enough where like I don't even get shocked anymore, honestly.
Well, this is true also. I'm just going to go Terry. Cali Kit needs 1 in full. All right, so Baker or Stafford?
I will say Stafford gets a lot more interesting with Kupp and Puka back now at home against his Vikings secondary. But I still think I'm going Baker. I might be too in on Baker at this point. I don't know. But I'm still rolling with Baker this week.
Yeah, and again, I keep saying it. I'm viewing it as he gets cut back. I'm going to go Baker. Because Baker at least has some rushing upside, whereas Stafford doesn't. Dak or Darnold this week?
I'm going Darnold. I like Darnold tonight.
Yeah, Darnold's safer here, and he still has a ceiling. Needs 2. Jason, Thomas, Harrison.
Well, just say no. I'm going Thomas and Harrison.
Right. Take the juniors. Skip Jason. Nathan Young, 2 running backs, 2 receivers in the flex. Gibbs, Walker, JT Diggs, T, Garrett Reed.
Oh, man. Walker and JT at running back, Diggs and T at wide receiver, and then I'm going to flex Gibbs. I feel like we did this.
Well, I know he dropped one earlier. I don't remember if it's exactly the same, but yeah, it might.
I picked all the same exact guys. I just picked now, maybe.
John, I swear for a second I thought that said RG3, and I was like, that can't be.
Yeah,
right.
Me too.
Drop Prescott for our W3. No. Goff or Geno.
No, just hold on to Dak. Dak should be fine this week.
Right. Ravine, Saju, welcome back, Ravine. Half PPR. Should I trade Najee for Waddle?
Yeah, give me Waddle easily here. Easily give me Waddle.
Great trade. Apparently, there's still a buy low window on Waddle until he actually plays with Tua. Yeah, got a couple more days. Definitely do this. And then would you pick up either Darnold or Caleb for Geno?
Yeah, I would pick up Darnold for Geno and play him tonight.
Yes.
Well, you got Josh Allen, so don't play him tonight.
Right. Apparently, you don't need him.
Brad said, don't pick up Darnold for Geno, but don't play him tonight.
Right. You got Josh Allen, you're good. You got Mixon, Tank, Reed, Wilson. Yeah, and I wouldn't play Puka here. You got Reed, you got Wilson. I'd go Olave over Puka. So, yeah, make that trade. Then you can start Waddle. Now, think about it. You should start Waddle this week. All right, Joe, Reed or Addison is non-PPR.
Close. I think I'm going to go Addison in non-PPR. Reed always has that one big play potential in him, and he does have a great matchup. But Addison has a great matchup tonight, too, and he's got big play, touchdown upside. I think I'm going to go Addison in non-PPR. Very, very close here.
This one is tough. In PPR, yeah, I would say Reed. In non-PPR, I mean, you're looking for touchdowns, right? Basically, you want the big chunk plays or the touchdowns, and both these guys can get that. But they both have almost as good a matchup as you can get. The tough thing is Reed has technically the better matchup, but he also has 3 other guys who could feast as well. Addison has 1 other guy who happens to be pretty good, but that's kind of it. So I'll say Addison since it's tough. make it easy. Vincent Glennon, currently struggling at 2 and 5. All right, let's help. Quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Booker, Tracy, Hunt, Hill, Adams. It's half PPR.
All right. Well, playing Caleb Williams at quarterback, now playing Richardson. Walker and Hunt are going to be my running backs. Tyreek Hill, assuming he plays, and I think Adams are going to be my wide receivers, but Dobbs at the flex. But I don't know. Who's BJR?
I'm wondering because it's running backs.
Is it Brian Robinson Jr.?
Well, that's what I thought, but I'm wondering, is it supposed to be Bijan Robinson?
Oh.
It could be. I could be wrong.
All right, Vincent. We're going to have to do... Okay. If that's Bijan Robinson, I'm going Bijan Walker at running back, Hill, Dobbs, I think, at wide receiver, and Walker at flex. If that's Brian Robinson, I think I'm going Walker, Hunt at running back, Tyreek Hill, Adams, Dobbs at flex. Although I might still go Brian Robinson over Adams.
Yeah, not nearly as good a matchup, but I think Brian Robinson's still very solid. So I would just say whoever it is, the first one, him and Walker are your running backs. LA 5150. Lost Godwin. Got Dobbs. Got JJ and Higgins. All right. Flex Dobbs, Pollard, or Bigsby.
It's got to be Dobbs. Dobbs has a great matchup this week. It's full PPR. You're saying here, Dobbs.
Dobbs is in a great spot. Pollard is not. So we're still going Dobbs. And it's full PPR. So there you go. Stephon Barr got offered Dowdle for Evans.
Oh, somebody is trying to prey on you. Do not trade
it.
away Evans for Rico Dowdle. Do not do this.
I mean, I know your running back room until CMC gets back is not great. Is Rico Dowdle really just like a plug and play? Like, oh, I'm going to start him every week now.
Yeah.
Don't even entertain this. No. No problems. Computer and RCs. All right. Got Mayfield. He has been hot. That might change. I also have Darnold and Tua. It's 1 point per 10 yards passing and 6 points per touchdown.
Okay. I don't think that really matters. I don't know. I'm still going Baker, but I get it if you want to go Darnold tonight. I like Darnold tonight if you don't want to risk it with Baker.
Yeah, I think for me with this scoring system, it puts me a little bit lower on Baker because, he benefits a little bit more from the rushing, whereas these guys don't. But the touchdown totals, I feel better about. Again, now without Evans and Godwin, I feel better about the other two. I would just go Darnold tonight. Ross Wong needs lineup help. All right, that's why we're here. 2 flex BPR, got Love and Tua. You probably have to go Love. I mean, I know you
gotta go Love.
Definitely Love.
Yeah.
Running backs are Chase Brown, Pollard, Ramondre, and Sharps.
I don't love Pollard this week, but I can't start Chase Brown or Charbonnet over him. I'm gonna go Ramondre and Pollard.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Wide receiver Chase, Devontae, Puka, Allen McMillan, Tillman, Wicks.
I'm going Chase and Devonta Smith. Man, it's 2 flexes though. You need 2 flexes. I mean, I might just gamble on Puka here. Puka and Tillman. Puka and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I don't want to roll McMillan out just yet. Don't love Keenan, but I guess I would put him third. I'm probably still going Tillman over Puka, but you can put Puka if you want. How are you feeling about this team rest of season?
It's all right. Running backs are a little dicey. Wide receivers are good, especially now that Puka's back. So, yeah, maybe like a 7-5 because of those running backs.
Yeah, need to upgrade at running back somehow. Not sure how, but somehow. And then Brandon, Ahmed, start two, Deontay, Olave, Addison, Ladd, Jacoby.
Jeez. All right, let's roll with Addison tonight, and then Ladd or Jacoby or Olave. I think if it's me, I'm going Jacoby. I just know he's going to get the targets. I don't love his matchup, but I know he's going to get the targets. I'm going to go Addison and Jacoby.
Yeah, I think in this case, we're definitely not starting Deontay this week. And Olave, I guess you can just avoid the risk here because you got guys who will get targets. Go Jacoby with Addison. And then at tight end, Auden or Ingram.
I'm still going Ingram, but man, it's going to be tough to bench Auden, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think you got to go with Ingram. And then Kincaid or Kraft.
I'm going Kraft. I like this matchup against the Jags. Let's go Kraft.
Yeah, Kincaid is looking less appealing each week. Michaela Williams, welcome back. Pick your top three here. Dell, Johnston, Lazard, Wicks, Bub. We have a Bub sighting. Bub Means and Jalen Tolbert.
It's going to be Dell, Tolbert, and Wicks are going to be my top three.
In this case, Dell is clearly my top one. Yeah, Tolbert and Wicks. There you go. Sir Boomer. Should I drop downs for Kirk, Watson, Wicks, Bateman, or Tillman?
I don't know. I might if all these guys are still on your waiver wire, like nobody picked up Tillman this week or anything, like, or even Bateman after his big game, I might just hold downs one more week.
Yeah, I hate to drop them. If you don't need these guys to stream or start this week, which I don't think you do, I'll just hold downs. John M wants to know about this team. He says he's 2-5. He got really good running backs. I mean, I feel like this team should be better.
Yeah, I feel like this team should turn it around. Bijan and Brees and Achane, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson. You got Javon Jennings now. You got McBride and Ferguson. This team should turn it around for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do anything desperate here. You could upgrade at your like second/third receiver. But you know what? Maybe I feel like Jennings, if he plays, should have a big week. Dell could have a big week. So maybe you can sell high on one of those guys after this week. So I think sit tight for now. Sandy McMurray in an 8-teamer has Bigsby, Henry, Neighbors, St. Brown, Bowers, BTJ, picked up D-Hop. All right, so trade offer. Kareem Hunt and Marvin Harrison for D-Hop, who we just picked up yesterday.
Peace out, D-Hop. Enjoy your you're another new team. Give me Kareem Hunt and Marvin Harrison all day for D-Hop. Yes. Take it.
There's probably no better feeling in fantasy football to pick up a player off of waivers for nothing and then you immediately trade him for two players. That's good players. I'm assuming good players. Yes. All right. The JD Simon. Thoughts on this trade? Getting Bijan, Devontae Smith for Achane, Diggs, and JSN.
Yeah, give me the Bijan side here. JSN, whatever. This is Bijan and Smith for Achane and Diggs. I like Bijan more than Achane. I still like Smith more than Diggs long term. Give me the Bijan side.
Right. You got to say Bijan over Achane no matter what. And then Smith, yeah, I know he was down, but he'll be fine. And Diggs is going to take a little bit of a hit back when Nico returns. Goff or Darnold this week?
Going Darnold tonight. Good matchup for him.
There you go.
Don't be terrible tonight, Darnold.
He shouldn't be. Dennis Johnson, pick 3 between Connor Dobbins, Jacobs, Achane. So who sits?
Man, I think Dobbins has to sit, and I like Dobbins a lot this week, but can't sit Connor this week. Can't sit Jacobs this week. Can't sit Achan this week. I think Dobbins has to sit.
Yeah, it has to be Dobbins. These guys are all on too good of matchups to sit. Steven, Jacoby, McMillan, or Tillman. Guess to start leaving Tillman. That's not crazy, but I think we got to give this to Jacoby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jacoby. He's gonna get the targets here. But like, if you want to go Tillman, it's not like I'm super high on Jacoby. If you're feeling Tillman, go Tillman.
Tillman's one of this week's big boom bust flex options. He could have a big game. Look, do you know Jameis is going to sling it? He's going to target. Tillman had the leading by far the leading target among receivers for Cleveland last week. But I know you're saying when Jameis came in, he was targeting Jerry Jeudy more.
Yep.
But anyways, I think we got to go with Jacoby because he's still the number one guy there.
Yeah. I might like Tillman more if it was DTR, honestly.
Well, you could go either way, Steven. It's your call. I guess just not McMillan. All right, Moises saying these guys got offered Tyreek Hill for Derrick Henry straight up.
I mean, you can't trade Derrick Henry right now. Derrick Henry is borderline untouchable in fantasy.
I know. Yeah. It's not that it's unfair, but
how are you trading Derrick Henry right now? You're just like the best player in fantasy. Let me just trade him away. Like, nah, you can't. You can't right now.
Yeah. No, don't do it. All right, Scott got membership. Thank you, Scott. We'll look to see if we do have a chat from you. I'm sure we do, but I'll look for it. We're going to keep going. By the way, guys, if you did drop a super chat, first of all, thank you. We definitely appreciate it. We're going to answer all the super chats. We're probably not going to have too much time for the regulars because we got plenty and it's a busy night, busy week. So just hang tight. By the way, also, if you do feel like we're helping you, if you enjoy the stream or just feeling generous, hit the like button, subscribe. We definitely appreciate that too. Troy Black needs a flex between Jaden Reed, Waddle, Rashad White, JSN.
I think I got to go Waddle here. Got Tua back. I mean, let's not forget, like, Waddle was a second, third round pick because we assumed he was going to have Tua all year. He's got Tua back. I'm going Waddle.
Yeah, I like Rashad White. I think he's a great flex this week, but Waddle and Reed aren't flex options in most leagues. They're like wide receiver twos. So, and then, just say no to Jason. Let's go Waddle. All right, here's Scott. It's an easy one. Baker or Russ?
I'm still going Baker.
Yeah. In this case, I'll go Baker. Russ is fine, but I don't think as high of a ceiling. All right, and then John. Welcome back, John. Got the membership, I think, just last night. John Wickering.
Yes.
Remember, Wickering. Pick 2 running backs in the flex. Scott Cook, JT, Bigsby, Chubb, Stevenson, Jennings, and Hopkins. The 2 running backs are...
Cook and JT are going to be my 2 running backs. And then I'm going to flex Jennings if he plays. If not, I'll probably flex Ramondre. And then I assume this is PPR. It doesn't say here, John. If it's non-PPR, I'll just flex Stevenson. But
yeah, I'm trying to remember from last night. I think it's PPR. Cook and JT for sure. Jennings if he plays and is healthy, and then Stevenson is your next choice. Then we have Bijou Babakuti. Who to start? QB, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, a flex, tight end. Okay, got Stroud, Diggs, Brown, Debo, Pickens, JSN, Bijan, Mason, Dobbins, Madison, likely Kelsey, Swift. Okay, the quarterback, I guess is
Stroud. I don't see another quarterback, so that's easy.
Receiver.
AJ Brown and Debo are my wide receivers. Bijan and Mason are my running backs. And then does it say it's PPR? I'm going to flex Diggs in PPR. And Kelsey at tight end. Definitely Kelsey at tight end.
Yeah, definitely Kelsey. Yeah, nothing different for me there. I just really hope Debo is good to go. I think he'll play, so you got to do it. Sergio Prieto with Harrison and Deontay having tough matchups. 12-man needs a receiver and a flex. Addison Odunze, Bigsby, Pollard, and Worthy.
Well, I mean, I'll definitely play Addison. I like Addison tonight, but I would still go Harrison over all these other guys. If that's the question here, if that's the choice.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how those two play in. Deontay, you can sit. It's not even about the matchup; it's about the quarterback. But yeah, I would still put Harrison over Odunze, Worthy. Like maybe if you want to play it safe, you can go Bigsby, but Harrison is at least playable still. Flexible.
Yep.
Samuel, who should I start? On the flex, Mason, Kirk, Puka, Kirk, Bateman, Worthy, or Chubb?
I'm going to go Mason. Even though it is full PPR, he's got a great matchup this week. He should, once again, be very, very good. I'm just going to play it safe and go Mason.
Yeah, Mason should have a good time here against the Dallas run defense. And I mean, I know it's still only Thursday. I haven't seen him on the injury report. I think he's good to go, right?
So, yeah, he should be good to go.
Yeah, so no concerns there. Snarf needs 3 or 4. Dobbs, BTJ, MHJ, or McLaurin, who sits?
It's between McLaurin and Marvin Harrison, but I think I'm going to sit Terry, honestly. He's probably going to have Mariota, and he's going to have to go against Jalen Johnson. I'll just gamble on Harrison here. So Terry sits for me.
Yeah, it's Mariota. That's what it is. Not for that, it would be Harrison, but this week, just don't want to take the chance of Mariota looking like, well, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, if Daniels somehow plays, then I'll put Terry in.
Right. All right, and here we go. All balls is back. If Hill is out, Pearsall or Hopkins in standard.
I'll go Hopkins and hope he scores. I don't think Pearsall is quite there yet.
Yeah, I think Pearsall gets maybe 2 targets again. I don't know. Can't count on anything. Touchdown upside definitely has to go to Hopkins. This is, speaking of Hill, this is fun. Gloombops traded for Tyreek just this morning, and then 2 hours later, he popped up on the injury report. Hey.
Yeah, I know. What a year. What a year.
I mean, at least it doesn't sound like it's anything serious. Well, actually, we have no idea. What am I saying? Chill Ethan's thoughts on Kyron tonight? Thinking he could have a bad game? Maybe.
I mean, anybody can have a bad game, but Kyron's been so good for so long. Why would you even doubt? Kyron is just like a brainless star. You just don't. Oh, Kyron star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have. You just roll him out.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously it doesn't matter you're starting him, but I mean, yeah, he could have a tough game in terms of rushing efficiency and maybe rushing yardage. Doesn't matter. He's probably going to score a touchdown again. He will catch passes. So you may be onto something, but again, it doesn't matter. It's like you said, it's like a zombie pick. You just no brains.
Yeah.
Start.
I mean,
start
everybody has bad games, so it is a tough matchup. But at the same time, he could score 2 touchdowns.
Right. Matt Morris trade Cheetah and Bowers for Lamb, Jacoby, and Cade Otton.
Nah, I mean, unless this Tyreek foot thing is serious, I just want Tyreek and Bowers here. Definitely.
Yeah. Otton is not going to make up the difference for having Brock Bowers. Jacoby Myers is not a guy. If it was a different type of player, like instead of Jacoby Myers, if you were talking, I mean, it's not going to be like a stud. Not like, Wilson,
like a Devonta Smith, somebody like
Devonta
that.
Smith is exactly who my eye went to. Yes. Like a buy low and okay, fine. But nah, I'd rather have Tyreek Bowers. All right, we have Keone Tatulatasi.
Wow, well done.
Wow. I don't know if I nailed it, but
I mean, that sounded right. I hope that sounded good.
All right. Well, thank you, Keanu. We appreciate you. Let's help you out here. Waddle, Tank, Worthy, Shakir, Pearsall, and Puka. Start 2, flex 1.
Got to start Waddle. I think you got to start Tank. I did just see Ian Rappaport said not a full complement of snaps for Puka, but I don't think anybody that's surprising. But what does that mean? Not a full complement? Does that mean 5 snaps? Does that mean half the snaps? Does that mean 60? Like, what does that mean?
Right.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows, huh? Nobody even knows. Waddle, Tank. I mean, but really, like, is Worthy, Shakir, Pearsall, are they just going to be, like, so much better than Puka? I think I just go Puka. Let's just go Puka tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Put Puka in there. He's back. Let's go.
This might be where the line is. I might finally, for the first time, say yes to Puka here. Because Pearsall probably not even get many more snaps or at least routes run than Puka. Worthy, it doesn't seem to matter. 2 catches, 3 catches, 2 catches. Touchdown dependent. So was Puka. Shakir, what, with Hopkins there now? I mean, sorry, with Cooper there now. Yeah, you know what? Just go Puka. Just hope for the best. So Waddle, Tank, Puka. Finally, I could say I said yes to Puka once. It's just once. All right. Good luck, Keone. Double D Racing. 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. Lamb, that's a yes. Hill, I think that's a yes. Cooper, Deontay Waddle, Pop, B-Rob, James Cook, and Tony Pollard.
All right. B-Rob and James Cook are my running backs. Lamb and Hill are my wide receivers, assuming Hill plays. Oh, jeez. And then Amari Cooper would be my Jalen Waddle would be my flex. If Tyreek Hill is out, then of course I'm going to start Jalen Waddle with Amari Cooper as my flex.
Yeah. Just really hope Hill is good to go. But let's go Lamb, Hill, Waddle, B-Rob, Cook. Good luck. Adrian Michael. That's not insane whatsoever. But you're still high on Baker.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Baker for another week.
And I'm picking up Tua. But you can go either way. Samuel Montero, Baker, and Allen. Henry, Mason, Bigsby, Dowdle, Coleman, Lockett, Flowers, Lazard, Shakir, Shepard. Sensing some injuries here. Pitts, and Komet. Yeah. We need 1, 2, 2, 1, and 1.
Yeah, you don't have to start Mayfield here. Just roll with Allen. Of course, you're rolling with Henry. Mason is my RB2. Flowers, my wide receiver 1 if he plays. Lockett, probably my wide receiver 2. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
I guess I would flex Bigsby. I'm going to flex Bigsby, and I'm going to go Pitts at tight end.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, Samuel, but I'm just gonna guess maybe you had Chris Godwin, hopefully, and the flex, I agree with everything there. The flex, let's be like, look, if you want to take a shot on Shepard for an upside, maybe if it's full PPR, but Bigsby's the safer choice, so probably just go Bigsby. Short season, you can't bench Murray. I mean, come on, it's like your namesake. And then find someone like Darnold. No, well, I mean, you could, but
yeah, I'm still going Murray. Personally.
Yeah. Sun Lu, trade away CD for Cousins and Monty.
No. For a quarterback, and no, definitely do not do this.
Even if it was like an elite quarterback, like you're saying Lamar Jackson and Monty, then it's even still probably a no, but no. Tyler C. What's up, Tyler? 10 team, half PPR, needs 3 between Flowers, McLaurin, Smith, Puka, Addison, Mooney.
All right. I'm going to go Smith, Addison, and Flowers. If Flowers doesn't play, then I'll go Mooney.
Yeah, I can easily ignore Puka here. Yeah, Flowers, Smith, Addison. I think that's what I would go. Burger Boy. Flex full PPR. Just one, I guess. Puka, Jason, D-Hop, Dowdle, or Olave. Okay, this is closer.
I know. It's between Puka and Olave. I think we said Olave earlier. I don't even feel good about Olave this week, but at least we know Olave will probably play every snap. So I guess Olave.
Yeah, I'm going Olave over Puka. Olave should catch some passes. I'm worried that Puka really is just going to be a decoy, or maybe catches a couple of passes, but is he breaking a big run? I doubt it. I don't know. Deck start 2. Dell, Harrison, Flowers, Olave.
It's Dell and Flowers. If Flowers is out, it's Harrison.
Yep. And then start 1, Brown or Chubb.
Oh, man. I don't know. Is he even really going to...
What's
I feel like Nick Chubb's going to get like 15 carries this week. And if they get near the goal line, they're just going to give him the ball.
Right.
I might just go Chubb. What is Chase Brown giving us right now? I might just go Chubb over Brown.
Yeah, well, I feel like with Chase Brown, if he's doing something for fantasy, it's got to be through the air. As a receiver, he might get some passes. He always has the potential to break a big run, but of course, he has potential to do very little. So I guess for a touchdown potential, you just go Chubb. Demetrios. Hello. Start 2, running backs. Okay. Warren, Vidal, Davis. Is that Ray Davis? And Bucky Irving.
Well, assuming Bucky Irving plays, I'm going Irving and Warren. If Bucky Irving doesn't play, I guess I'll go Vidal, I think. Because the Chargers do have a good matchup.
How did we get here in a week where there's no buys? Nobody's on buy.
And there's hardly been any running back injuries. Of course, the one running back injury we have had was the running back I was higher on than anybody, Isaiah Pacheco. Because why not?
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, you can't play Ray Davis just yet, although I think he is a smart stash. I guess I would say Bucky if he does play. I guess Vidal. Chill Ethan. Berg or Kelsey?
I think I got to go Kelsey against the Raiders.
Yeah. I'm wondering, does D-Hop lower Kelsey's value?
I don't think so. Not really.
And this could also be a case where it kind of helps because, as of right now, think about last week. What are you covering? What are you worried about on the Chiefs offense? Travis Kelsey. Who else are you really worried about? At least D-Hop will help to draw some attention away. So it might even help him, but you got to go Kelsey for target share here. Dustin Forsberg. What about Andrews or Ferguson?
I guess you got to go Andrews at this point, but man, could be the week Andrews lets back down, but against the Browns. But the way he's been rolling, I think you got to go Andrews.
Yeah, I'm going to go Andrews. He's been rolling. Flowers, who knows if he's banged up. And then, Ferguson is still a solid start at tight end, but it's not a great matchup for him as far as, the 49ers defense, who used to completely shut down tight ends. And now they're not that this year, but they're still pretty good against tight ends. They got Fred Warner. Michael Bryan. Welcome back, Michael. My best 4 running backs. Good. It's better than most teams' 4 running backs. Mixon and Bijan, or would you consider Aaron Jones? No, not over Bijan.
Yeah, it is a great matchup for Aaron Jones tonight, and he could have a big game, but I can't bench Bijan.
Right.
I don't think I can bench Mixon at this point either.
Yeah, exactly. Mixon I don't think it matters. You just have to start Mixon. And it actually has a smash spot for Mixon. So, yeah, I know it's tough to sit Aaron Jones, but you can't bench those 2 guys. I don't know. Can you flex Aaron Jones somehow? Maybe. Of the people, different kind of question. What trade deadline deals do you possibly see happening, besides what we've already seen? Well, okay, let's talk. Do you think Cooper Kupp does get dealt if they lose?
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. Maybe we see Deontay Johnson get dealt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who else is left that hasn't been traded yet?
I mean, we'll see probably some defensive players, things like that won't, be too big of an impact on fantasy. But those are probably the guys like for maybe Matthew Stafford as well.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of a fit. Is there a team that's like an actual contender that needs a quarterback? I mean, if you're contending, you already have a quarterback.
That's the thing. We haven't had the last couple of years, it feels like quarterback has been decimated by injury. This year, they're fine. They're all healthy. So, yeah, there's not really a team that needs Matthew Stafford. Like the Panthers, but the Panthers aren't going to trade for Matthew Stafford. Like, why?
I mean, one thing that could, if there's a quarterback that moves, Stafford, okay, maybe Bryce Young gets shipped off. They're like, look, we're done. We're rebooting. We're going to draft a quarterback again and try over. Maybe Bryce Young gets a new shot somewhere else, but it'll be as a backup. So it's not really fantasy relevant. All right, let's keep moving. Juan Pablos, I guess, needs 3 running backs in PPR. Wow. Your running backs are as good as Michael's.
Yeah, you got to sit Aaron Jones tonight. Sadly, I don't think you sit the other 3. Man.
Yeah, that's tough, but you can't sit. JT's coming back. You're going to play him. Mixon, you got to start. Walker, you got to start. Tight end, McBride, Andrews, or Njoku.
Jeez. Wow. I might actually go Njoku. I just feel like he has the most upside here.
Man, how do you have all of these tight ends? And then Mahomes or Mayfield?
I'm still going Baker. I don't think D-Hop's going to suddenly unlock Mahomes here. I'm still going Baker.
Yeah, here I can go Baker. CJ De La Cruz. Crazy to let go of Reed if it gets me Nico?
Nah, give me Nico. Give me Nico all day. Nico for sure.
Guy who's Nico needs help and he wants Reed. So 1 for 1 straight up, Reed for Nico?
Yeah, give me Nico.
Take Nico. Yep. Because Nico, what, 2 weeks?
Hopefully. I mean, we don't know for sure, but that's when his IR stint is. That's when he's eligible to come off IR. So let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah. All right. Juan Tejada, help me choose. We will. Burrow or Mayfield?
Okay, well, here I'm going to bench Mayfield and go Burrow.
Gotta go Burrow. And then Addison, Metcalf, Nakua.
Well,
1.
Yeah, you probably just need to play Addison tonight because obviously Puka plays tonight, and if Metcalf doesn't play, you're out. So I think you just got to roll Addison tonight.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great about DK, and you can't risk it. So just go Addison, and then 1 running back, Bigsby or Ramondre.
I'm going Ramondre this week.
It's close between those two, but Ramondre probably more touches, and then Njoku or Otten.
Got to be Njoku. So much upside, I feel like.
Yeah, and then here's a tricky one. It says 1 flex, so we're picking just whoever's left over here. I mean, I would say wait for DK, and if he doesn't play, you just got to go Bigsby.
Yeah, exactly.
Cerulean Dog, what's up? Tua over Purdy?
I'd probably do that, yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that. Purdy not at full strength with his weapons. Justin Garland. Murray, Darnold, Connor Pacheco, Allen Tank, Chase Shakir, Waddle, Kraft, Kincaid, Downs, Lizard wants to make the team stronger. What should I do?
I don't know. Maybe try to package a tight end and a QB and get an RB. I mean, you're starting Connor and Tank are your RBs.
Is this I would try team? This seems like a very small team.
Yeah, I would try to package a QB in one of those tight ends. Go get a running back upgrade. Get a running back. Good running back.
Yeah. Not a lot of sorry to say, not a lot of great value on the bench here. Troubleshoot. Pick 2. Waddle, Flowers, Najee, Chase Brown, and half.
Well, it's Waddle and Flowers. If Flowers is out, I'll go Waddle and Najee.
Yeah, definitely the first 2. But again, you pivot to Najee if you need to. The good thing, I think that's the last game of the week, isn't it? The Steelers game?
Yeah, it's Monday night.
Yeah, so you'll know if Flowers sits, you can just wait, and then you can put Najee in. The teeny little super guy is back. Has Hill, got Watson, who's forever questionable. Bench Tillman, Downs, Vidal, and McMillan. So I guess you're asking if Hill doesn't play, who to play? I'm guessing.
Yeah, if Hill's out, I go Tillman. I know it's a good matchup for Watson, but man, he plays so few. He ran so few routes last week, so risky. I just go Tillman.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Bobby Brook, no need to apologize. One more question here. Needs 2-2-1 flex. Bijan, Jacobs, Mason, Javante, Reed, McLaurin, Flowers, Wilson, Watson.
All right, 2 running backs are going to be Bijan and Jacobs. Wide receivers are going to be Reed and Wilson. And I think I'm going to flex Mason. That's tough, but I'm going to flex Mason. I might go Flowers over Wilson if he plays. That's close.
Yeah, I want to play Flowers if he's good to go. But we're going to have to check back on Saturday. Check back and we'll see. Hopefully we know by Saturday. All right, I know we're still catching up to super chats. Don't have a lot of time for the regular ones, but I got to ask this. This is for tonight. Do you remember that thing, Ask Jeeves? Remember when that was a thing? Like the predecessor to Google. Ask Jeeves, Tutu, or JSN?
With Puka back, I'd probably just have to go JSN. I would have said Tutu if Puka wasn't back.
Right. All right. This is just a sneaky way to force you to say JSN. Cali Loco, question above. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Cali Loco. Let's see. The question is Goff, Stafford, or Jameis?
I might just go Stafford tonight, honestly. I think I'm just going to go Stafford tonight.
I like Stafford enough. Jameis, I know it's tempting. Probably too risky. And then one stash, Sterling, Palmer, Judy, Wicks, Franklin.
I think I'm stashing Judy. Let's see if he really is Jameis's guy. Let's see.
Yeah. Killer Wolf kills. I mean, if that fits. Hurting at wide receiver 2, Deontay, Keenan, Pittman, Downs, or would you take a chance with Puka?
I might just take a chance with Puka here. I think Keenan's okay if you want to play it a bit safer, but I might just take my chance with Puka tonight.
Well, I don't want to take chances with Puka. I mean, none of these guys are thrilling, but they'll get you something. Just which guy? That's the question. Which guy? I really don't feel great about the Colts, not just because of Anthony Richardson, but it's not a good spot for them. If it's my team, I'm just putting Keenan Allen in there, hoping he scores or something. Eddie J. Pick 2 in standard. Lockett, Pearsall, Coleman, Tillman. 2 of them.
I'm going to go Lockett and Tillman. Lockett should get a bump with DK out. And even if DK plays, he's still involved. And Tillman definitely gets a bump. So Lockett and Tillman.
Yeah, still can't play Pearsall. Lockett is kind of an interesting, not like a high ceiling play, but he's definitely more playable this week if DK's out. So we'll lock it and take a chance on Tillman. Augustin Puente. Drop the super chat. Who should I start, Terry or Puka?
Probably still need to go Terry, but I wouldn't fault you for going Puka tonight. It's not going to be great for Terry this week, probably, but he's healthy. Puka's not. Let's go Terry.
Yeah. Say it again. I'm just starting Terry. I know he'll get me something. You better give me something. Beast Mode Kane. Pick 3. Walker, Dobbins, Javante, or JT?
Walker for sure, JT for sure, and then I'm going Javante over Dobbins based on matchup and who's looked better recently.
Agree. I like Dobbins, but I think you've got to go Javante based on matchup. Man, this is crazy. This is one of those years we see teams that have stacked like 3-4 really good running backs.
It's because no running backs have gotten hurt this year except for Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, and then the receivers are like, I can pick this guy up off waivers.
Yeah, because they're all hurt.
Brian Peroni, Goff, Gibbs, Bijan, Neighbors, Dobbins, and Njoku rate.
I mean, yeah, it's a good starting lineup. Like Dobbs is my wide receiver too. Is fine. Dobbins. It's obviously don't know how many teams your league is. I'll give it like an 8 because I don't know how many teams are in your league.
Yeah, or if it's PPR, half, whatever, because it looks like you're flexing a running back in Dobbins. So not knowing those details, if we just assume it's a 12-team league and either PPR or half, you're going to have some issues at receiver. Dobbs shouldn't be your number 2 receiver. But you got really good running back, so I think 8 is reasonable. But that's making a lot of assumptions. John M., 12-team PPR, Dak or Stroud?
Stroud, definitely Stroud.
Yeah, I love Stroud this week. Ferg or McBride?
McBride.
Agree. Pick one, Garrett Wilson, Tank Dell, or Juwan Jennings?
Still going Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Tank is interesting. Juwan is risky upside. I think you just probably are better off going Garrett Wilson. Andrew Oliver in a 5-player keeper got trade offer Brian Thomas for B-Rob. He would get B-Rob.
If you're getting I'm taking Brian Thomas here in a keeper league.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're getting, I'll give up Brian Robinson for Brian Thomas in a keeper league, definitely. I don't even need to counter that. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, now I'm trying to figure. He says me B-Rob. That means me. You're getting B-Rob or you have B-Rob. That's what I don't understand. I'm not sure. But look, if you're getting Brian Thomas, just do it. If you're not, then Bucky can throw him. Yeah.
I mean, in a keeper league, I might trade Diggs for Brian Thomas.
Well, you know what? That's true. That should work. Brian Maya, pick 2. Full PPR, Keenan, Ladd, Puka, JT.
JT and Ladd. Those are my 2.
Yes, JT, you got to start, and I'm not starting Puka here. So there you go. Thick fingers. Last flex spot in a PPR 12-team league. Who should I pick? Watson, Wicks, Dobbs. Which Packer?
Dobbs. Definitely got to be Dobbs. Got to be Dobbs.
Yep. They all have some upside, but who's getting the most targets? It's clearly Dobbs. Worldwide Gaming. AJ Brown. I think we already did this one, right? This was the 4-player platter.
Yeah, give me AJ Brown.
Yeah. Sammy. Upside. Dak to or Knicks?
I think Dak has the most upside.
Yeah, I think it's Dak. I'd pick Dak for 300 plus passing yards. Let's go with Dak. Tua, of course, does have upside, but I'll go Dak. Adrian Michael has to drop one of those tight ends, which is totally fine, but which one?
I guess Otton. I mean, Otton's going to be great, but eventually Mike Evans will be back. If I have to drop one, it's Otton.
Right. Otton's the one. Okay, I'm looking at the name. I have to put Lord Schmeebles. What is Lord Schmeebles up to? What do I do about Kirk and Pittman?
I mean, what can you do? They have no trade value. I mean, you can try to trade them, but what are you really going to get? You probably just got to hold and hope they get better.
Yeah, exactly. Like what can you do? All right, guys, just FYI, we're still catching up to the super chats. We're going to try to also make sure we get to anything that has to do with tonight. I'm not sure how, because we're still catching up to a lot of super chats, but we'll get there.
We might need to start lightning rounding the super chats here.
Adrian Michael wants to know Vikings or Lions this week.
Lions against Mason Rudolph. Yeah, Lions definitely.
Yeah, it's the Lions. All right, what about Arturo Martinez? Would you trade Terry or DJ Moore for Achane?
Yeah, I think so. And I think I'd prefer to give up DJ Moore because, look, Jaden Daniels might only miss this week. So if I can trade DJ Moore for Achane, definitely.
Yeah, I think you could do either one, but DJ Moore would be the choice. But yes, do that. Okay, 35. Pick one: Addison, Harrison, or Andrews.
I'm just gonna go Addison tonight. It should be a good Addison game.
Yeah, Addison is in a good enough spot. Harrison has not been good. And you don't need to risk with that. A tight end like Andrews. Miguel Merks. All right, got offered Bijan and BTJ for my Cup and Metcalf. So giving up Cup and Metcalf to get those two. Other receivers are Neighbors and Puka and D-Hop. Pacheco and McCaffrey on IR. Others are, let's see, Chuba, B-Rod, Ramondre Pollard.
To have PPR, I might. I don't. I feel like it should be the Cup and Metcalf side, but man, you kind of need Bijan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, BTJ has not been really much worse than Metcalf this year. He's just close there. And then Cup and Bijan, give me Bijan.
Yeah, for your team, I probably do Bijan.
So, yeah, you're getting Bijan BTJ. Looks like I would do it. I would take it. Jamie McClendon was offered Achane and Higgins for Hurts and Mason.
Yeah, give me Achane and Higgins for sure.
Yeah, I know. You're saying Hurts is my only QB.
Yes, I don't think you can ask for more here. Just go stream QB. Just go stream QB.
You can find a quarterback. You can find a quarterback. Let's do Luis Rodriguez, Purdy, Murray.
I'm still going Murray. Definitely Murray here. Not feeling a big Purdy game.
Yeah, go Murray. And then Luis Hernandez, Jets or Vikings on defense?
I mean, I think you just got to keep rolling. Haven't the Vikings gotten like double-digit points every game this year? Like, they just feel like they're just inevitable. I mean, I know it's not the best matchup, but how do you bench the Vikings at this point?
Yeah, I think you're fine with the Vikings here. All right, Maggie is back. Glad to see you again, sort of. The question is separate. Gonna have to look for the question, Maggie. Okay, while we look for the question, let me put up another one so we can double multitask here.
All right, let's see if I can find it.
Ismail, what would be fair? Have Connor Mason, Chase Brown, Javante. I'm asking for Kyron. He wants Sam Laporta and one of those running backs.
I mean, what's fair is probably Connor and Laporta. Not honestly, it's not even fair, but I would definitely prefer Kyron, but it's probably what you need to give up. But whatever. Just say which running back do you want? Which running back do you want? And then give it to him and get Kyron.
Anyone. Look, try. I mean, come now. Don't try Chase Brown. That would be probably kind of insulting. Yeah. Try Javante. If that doesn't work, try Mason. If not, then go Connor. All right, Maggie. Playing Chase, good. Needs two more. Higgins, Adams, Puka.
Higgins and Adams. You don't need to risk it with Puka here.
No, definitely not Puka with those guys. Yeah. So if you need two of them, it's Higgins and Adams for sure. Nobody asked. Puka or Calvin Ridley? Ricky Pearsall, Deontay Odunze, or Ladd? We're just picking one.
I'd probably go Ladd if it's my team, but I'm okay if you want to gamble with Puka here tonight. These guys don't super excite me.
I know you're not going Calvin Ridley, and I'm not either. Pearsall, no. Deontay. I would just go Ladd if these are the choices. Man. Phil. Darnold or Caleb?
Let's go Darnold tonight.
Darnold it is. Kelsey, Ingram, or Ferguson?
I think I got to go Kelsey against the Raiders, although I really want to say Ingram. Ingram might be safer.
Yeah. I think I got to go Kelsey this week. Yeah. G6, sit one. I'm sitting Puka. Oh, come on. It's got to be Puka here.
Puka. Definitely Puka out of this group.
You're not sitting Kyron ever. Achan, Wilson. No, sit Puka. G6. Immediately. Doug Fenton, Darnold or Murray?
Murray. Still going Murray.
Yeah. It's close. Cody, no. Puka over James Cook or Achan? Absolutely.
No.
He's
Those
going to
guys
be
are good.
limited. He's definitely going. They've already said he's going to be limited. So no, over those guys, absolutely not. Matt Campbell, play 2. Dell, Flowers, Douglas, Puka, McMillan, BTJ.
Dell and Flowers, if they play. If Flowers sits, let's go Dell and BTJ.
Agree. Flirtsy, thank you. Welcome back, Flirtsy.
Welcome back.
From, I believe, from the UK. I think if I'm right, if I remember correctly. Let's see who's next. John Smith. Absolutely guaranteed. That's probably not your real name. 10 team. Kyler, Tua, Cousins, Gino, or Mariota.
This is definitely Kyler here.
It's definitely not Mariota.
No.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I might think Cousins. I wonder if Cousins against Tampa. I might go Cousins. It's close. I mean, those first 3 are all pretty close. I think you're fine with Kyler. Feel fine with Tua over Kyler, but I might go Cousins. Humade. I feel like this is a kicker question. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't even know who that first. I've never even heard of that first person.
I think that's the kicker for Minnesota tonight, and he's been perfect as far as field goals on the season. I would go with him.
Okay.
And it's a dome game. There you go. Will Reichert it is. Cooper or Hopkins?
I'm going Cooper.
Yeah. Hopkins, we don't know exactly how much he'll play. Arturo Martinez has Pacheco.
Well, it's the same question. It's the same question, but now he said, would you trade Terry or DJ Moore and Chuba? So now you have to trade DJ Moore and Chuba for Achane.
Yeah, I would. I would do Moore and Chuba.
Yeah, Moore and Chuba. I wouldn't do Terry and Chuba, but I would do Moore and Chuba.
Right. I think this is a good time to trade Chuba and to get Achane. So I like this line of thinking, and I think it's okay if it's DJ Moore and Chuba. Bandeezy or Bandeezy. BTJ, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, or okay, so it's not Puka.
Not Puka here. You don't need to start Puka.
Yeah. When you have guys like this, guys, don't risk it with Puka. JDH, would you trade Adams for Nico?
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. Okay, next one. How much time we got?
10 minutes.
All right, and we'll still stay on. We'll definitely answer all the super chats. We're just gonna try to make sure we get as many before the game as possible. Derek Carbajal.
Ooh,
Addison or Dobbs?
This is close. This is very close. I like Addison tonight. I'm going to say Addison, but I also really like Dobbs.
This is really close. I do feel like, man, that Jags matchup, although the Rams too, right? Like both are great matchups. Yep. I did pick Dobbs to boom, right? I don't think I have to go Dobbs.
Yeah, you're good either way.
Man, I don't technically have to, but Alex Mulligan, 3 out of Hill, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, and Cup.
Cup tonight, definitely. Then Hill if he plays, and Neighbors. Obviously, if Hill doesn't play, then your decision is made. But definitely get Cup in there tonight.
Yeah, I'm sitting Wilson out of these guys. And then if Hill doesn't play, which hopefully doesn't happen, then you can just pivot. Bacon soda doesn't sound too appealing. Trade Kelsey for Pickens and Otten.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll just roll with Kate Otten. I'll figure it out, and give me Pickens. Give me Pickens here.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You can do this. I mean, Otten isn't. Well, actually, you know, he might be. He might wind up being just as good as Kelsey. Who knows? Kadeem Ellington. Okay. Puka or Dowdle?
Just go Puka. Let's go. Let's just risk it with Puka tonight. Have a little fun. Hopefully he does something. What is Dowdle really gonna do? Let's go Puka.
You know what? I'll go Puka as well. This is it. This is where I'll say you just might as well take a chance here. Oh man. All right, let's see. 95. Always doing well when we're talking fantasy football with you guys. Mahomes or AR?
Mahomes.
Agree. JT, B-Rob, Jacobs, Cook, Tracy.
I'm going JT JT and Jacobs. I'm going Debo, Sun God. And if you need a flex, I think I'm going Cook.
Yeah, this is Debo. If he plays, you got to play Debo, Sun God, JT, Jacobs, Cook would be my order. Lilish. No, I'm not starting Puka over any of these guys. Lilish.
No, me neither.
No.
Me neither.
This is no. There's no need. All right. Who's next? C. Hibbs, Addison, or
I
is
assume
it supposed to be JSN?
Or hold out for Debo. I think I would hold out for Debo. It sounds really good that Debo is going to play. I would just hold out for Debo.
Yeah, if you're just picking one and you have Debo, wait for Debo. That's definitely going to be worth it. And I guess if you have to, you could pivot to JSN. Not the best choice, but not the worst. JR Fuentes, welcome back. Puka or Waddle? It's Waddle.
Waddle, definitely Waddle.
Puka or BTJ?
It's BTJ.
Yeah, not Puka. And then we got Richard. Flex 1 if DK's out, which is possible. Pierce all downs, Bucky Masvidal. Ouch.
Well, it'll be Bucky. If Bucky is somehow out, I don't know. I guess Moss and hope he scores. Let's just hope DK or Bucky play.
Yeah. Either Bucky or Downs. If Bucky is totally good to go, I guess I would go Bucky. If he's questionable or out, I guess I would go Downs. Ideally, that doesn't happen. All right, let's see. Brian. Okay, this is I know Brian, we had answered his question earlier. Is this any different? I think it's
I'm going Baker, Bijan and Gibbs, Neighbors. I don't feel like we've had this one. Neighbors and Dobbs. I think I'm gonna flex Dobbins. Although Mooney is interesting. And then Njoku at tight end.
Yeah, I like Njoku over Otten. You got to start Neighbors, like Dobbs. You got to start Bijan, got to start Gibbs. And then my flex would be Dobbins. I like Dobbins. I picked him to boom. I'll go Dobbins. Quarterback is really the toughest choice here, I think. I'm going with the upside of Tua. I'll take a shot. Michael Bryan. Keon Coleman on the wire. Would you drop Tillman or Deontay for him?
You could drop Tillman for him, I guess. I wouldn't drop Deontay, though.
Yeah, well, look, if I just picked up Tillman, it's not because I just picked him up, but I did have, I had them both in the waiver wire video, right? They're both good pickups. I would rather take a chance on Tillman now that I know Jameis Winston is quarterback. Again, target share. I'm going for target share. And I'm not going to drop Deontay. What if Deontay gets traded? Could happen. All right. Another chance to talk about the kicker for the Vikings. Trone wants to know, we go with the Vikings kicker or the Packers kicker or Butker?
Hasn't the Packers kicker been terrible? I don't know.
Well, they just signed him. They cut the guy. They had a rookie and they cut him 2 weeks ago. And so this guy, he used to be the Jaguars kicker and they just signed him.
Yeah, wait.
Just deal with the Vikings kicker.
Yeah, obviously I have no idea.
I only remember because McManus, he used to kick for the Jaguars and the Broncos, and it was his first game with the Packers, and he kicked the game-winning field goal last week, and so they were all going crazy. All right, Alexander, fine. Here we go. Let's answer your question. Hawk out, picking up either Komet or Henry.
I'm leaning Komet. I'm going Komet.
Who to drop in flex? Yeah, I'd flex Lockett, right?
Yeah, I'd flex Lockett. If you need to drop somebody, you can drop Brooks. He still hasn't been activated.
Yeah, agree. And then Brian also wants to know, it's an 18 league is what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's why you're stacked.
Yeah.
Jenga. C. Cuppy. D. Adamsy. G. Willie. A. Coopy.
BTJ.
BTJ. Pick two.
Cup and G Willie for me. Cuppy and G Willie.
Cup for sure. Get Cup in your lineup now. The Bills get the Titans. Yeah, it's not really. No, the Bills don't get Titans. The Lions get the Titans. The Bills had Titans last week. Who did the Bills get?
The Bills.
Oh, they get Seattle.
Yeah, which isn't bad. I like Cooper. I don't mind Cooper.
Yeah, I have BTJ. I might go Cooper, Cup and Cooper, but that second one is close. All right, John R. Pick 2, Jones, Daniels, May, Winston. Well, you're not probably going to have Daniels.
If Daniels plays, for sure him, but let's assume he's out. I'm going to go Winston and Drake May. I can't start Daniel Jones. How much longer are the Giants even going to start Daniel Jones, honestly? Which, by the way, if Drew Lock is named the starter, do we have to be out on Malik Neighbors?
Is that worse?
It might be.
Yeah, it could be. It's Daniels for sure, but assuming he doesn't play Winston in May. Rough times. PPR needs a receiver to flex. Cup, Diggs, Scary, Higgins, Cook, Mason. What?
Cup and Higgins for me.
Yeah, I think you need to start Cup, and then you say Higgins.
Yeah.
And I really like Diggs matchup. I like Higgins matchup. It's a toss-up between those two. You say Higgins, I'll go Higgins. Jedi Cough. Addison over a questionable Reed and Metcalf. Is Reed questionable?
I don't know, man. I really do like Addison tonight, but I also really like Reed. I think in this case, I will just wait. Because if Metcalf plays, I really want to play Metcalf. But if Metcalf doesn't play, you can pivot to Reed. So I feel like in this case, I'll just wait and see what happens. And if I have to, I'll pivot to Reed.
Yeah, obviously too early to say for sure. I don't get the impression, nothing I've seen is making me think that Reed isn't playing or that he's going to be super limited. So I would just say Reed. I think that's fine. Of course, if Metcalf plays, you play Metcalf. But I'm assuming Metcalf isn't playing. So I probably would just not play Addison tonight. Chris, you're never going to believe it. We are caught up on all the super chats with 1 minute to spare.
Somehow we do it. Seems impossible, and then it happens.
All right, let's do a couple other quickies, and we can do things that don't have to do with tonight's game as well. But Axis, MIA, Darnold or Dak? Got 1 minute.
Darnold.
I think this is close. If you miss out on Darnold, you're fine with Dak, but Darnold is the safer pick here. Oh, Paco Pedroza. 1 RB, 1 flex, HN, Connor, Reed, Javante.
Oh, man. I think you got to start Connor this week, and I think I still got to go HN. Although Reed and Javante, I don't really want to bench them this week, but I think I'm going HN and Connor.
Yeah, this is tough. I got to start HN now that they're in full strength and against the Cardinals, and then you got to start Connor against that Dolphins run defense. So there you go. Francis Y. Otten or Pitts?
I do like Pitts, but I think you got to go Otten right now with all the wide receivers out.
Yeah, target share should be good for Otten. Let's go Otten here. Oh boy, this is what we're waiting for. Thursday night, here we go. Henry Gonzalez, Puka or Tutu? Let's go.
Puka. Let's just gamble on Puka.
Yeah, I'll go Puka. One last chance to actually say yes to Puka. All right, has the game started yet? Probably has.
They just kicked off. Yep, Vikings ball.
All right, well then that does it for us. We'll get out of here. Birdman, I see you on there. You still haven't revealed your secret identity. I think Birdman, isn't he the one who says the former player?
Yes. Yeah.
We had some suspicions, but maybe one day he'll unmask himself. All right, that's it. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody being on here. We'll see you again on Saturday. We'll have all the injury updates after practice is over for these teams for the week. So join us Saturday morning / early afternoon, and then we will see you. Also, check out all the videos. Got still more coming out. Start Sit is out, but we do even more. Eat the breakout so you know which players to stash before they become hot waiver wire pickups. And then doing the 10 stats right? Things that you're not going to hear about on other channels, right? Some little tidbits here, secrets. This is the stuff that gets you ahead of the game and ahead of the competition because they don't know about this stuff. So if you want some advanced insight, check that one out too. And everything else that's already out there. And if you did enjoy our stream, hit the like button. Definitely helps us out. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Don't tell your league mates, your competition, but tell everybody else, even if they don't play fantasy football. Hit that like, subscribe button. And well, you didn't get the Stafford pick in. It's okay because guess what? You're gonna be another freebie for Underdog. So don't forget, try Underdog if you haven't already. Just make sure you use code Endgame when you do sign up. It's lots of fun, lots of different ways to get your picks in for any sport. Win some money, and it's a lot of fun. In fact, you know what? You can get your picks in for tonight, even Vikings Rams in-game live updating picks. So there you go. All right, guys, appreciate you all. We'll see you this weekend.